folks. It's been a while since I posted a video, and a lot of people have been asking me about the Jeep and etc. And I figured I'd just go ahead and do an update. So about a year ago, I got rid of the TJ. An opportunity came up where I was originally going to be able to I was going to sell the TJ and get a new build from Busted Knuckle. Busted Knuckle Off-Road is just right down the road for me. I knew a lot of guys that had their buggies, and an opportunity came up for me to order one and skip a good bit of the wait. So I went ahead and I got rid of the Jeep, got a really good price out of it. Of course, I kept it pretty clean. And before ordering one, I reached out to a guy that I knew local that had this one to see if he wanted to sell it, and he decided he would go ahead and sell it to me. So I purchased this one. It's a 2023 model ride chassis. I want to say it's a base model, but it's really not a base model. But it's got the base model engine in it. It has the upgraded level 3 suspension package. You know, Busted Knuckle has all the videos on, you know, the breakdown of everything. So I figured I would just give a real world owner's review of this buggy. Have I been happy with it? If not, so I figured I'd just go ahead and let you know on that. So to start off, it's got the base model engine, which is really not a base model. I mean, it's a 525 horsepower crate GM LS3. It's got the ASA cam in it. However, with the exhaust setup and the custom tune that they have tuned on these buggies from a guy here local, it's pushing out about 550 horsepower. On the upgrades on this buggy is a level 3 suspension package. Like I said, it comes with the 3-inch 3-tube Radflow bypasses. If you're going to order one, I definitely recommend go ahead and getting the level 3 suspension package. It rides so much smoother. You got a lot of adjustability, but for just rock crawling and trail riding, it's a really good all-around setup and not that much more expensive. The front axle is a 14 bolt. It's their in-house 14 bolt with a 05 Super Duty outers. The only thing that I haven't really been happy with, but it's no fault to them, is they run the 1550 Brannick U-joints, and you've got to grease those U-joint caps every ride. My last Jeep, you know, I had RCVs in it. You grease them twice a year, so it's a little irritating having to grease those U-joint caps, but I mean, it's super strong. This one does have the winch upgrade. It comes stock, or I'm sorry, it comes factory with the little Vision X light bar on the front. So let's move on around to the side. You know, 43-inch stickies come stock. TSL SXs, the Vision wheels, be like same wheels I had on my last Jeep, and I'm pretty happy with them. This one does have the windshield. Obviously it's summertime right now, so the windshield is out. Has the doors. When I was originally looking at building one, and this is all just personal preference, but I really wanted to get the individual panels, but honestly, now that I've had one, I've seen both of them, the slick side just looks so much better, but that's just personal preference. So let's move on to the interior. All right, for the interior, it had the Corbeau seats in it when I got it. I've had a couple different PRP seats, so I knew I wanted to go back with them. So this was a real hard choice for me, but I finally decided to try to run these PRP Premiers, and these are the extra wide version, and it's the heated seat version, and I'm super glad I went with that, because the sides being lower, getting in and out of the buggy, especially these doors, is just so much easier. I just stuck a little Chinese brand door bag over there. It's got the Atlas Pro case, 3.0 gear ratio. I've got a tablet mount where I run my lifetime trail maps up there. It's got the engine computer screen, and then my backup camera, because let's be honest, in a buggy you're not seeing nothing out the back, as you can see. This one's got the Rot-Lite kit. Like I said, heated seats. That's my little remote for the sound bar I added. This one did not come with a sound system, and so I just added this Powerbase XL 1250 sound bar, and it's a really nice sound bar for the price. Rear mounted radiator. One thing I will say about these buggies, if you get a rear mounted radiator, originally when I was looking at ordering one, I didn't think I was going to want to go with the communications package where it comes with the rugged M1 radio, the rugged intercom system with the headsets. But with that radiator being right there, they've got those small high performance fans, and without those headsets, it's just deafening. The exhaust is quiet, and the exhaust is not really what will irritate you. It's mainly these fans just roaring. So I don't have the headsets in it right now, but the headsets are definitely worth an upgrade. Put those on, you're just so comfortable. You can talk to your passenger, you don't have to yell, and so it's definitely an upgrade I would say get. Like I said, originally when I was going to order one, I wasn't going to get it, but having it, I would definitely recommend getting it. All right, so moving back to the rear, trailing arms, bypasses, coilovers, rear bump stops, you know, the normal buggy stuff. In the back, I would say the storage is really good for a rock bouncer. I've got the Milwaukee pack out, kind of the larger one. I've got a little trail saw right here, a cooler, and then I've got a PRP bag with a bunch of spare electrical parts, a little toolkit, stuff like that, because you never really know what'll go out when you're on the trail, or if your friend needs something from you. But I'm gonna talk about something that did irritate me when I first got this buggy. You know, the 23 models, they came out with a new fuel cell design, and it was advertised as, you know, 20 gallons, I believe, 22 gallons. Realistically, it was only like 16 gallons. So this buggy was burning through the fuel. So a couple months ago, I went ahead and upgraded to the 30-gallon fuel cell that Jake came out with, and that has been a game changer. It's all hand fabricated aluminum. They've got their own system for the mounting. It uses these little aluminum pucks to mount through the chassis, and then it's rhino lined, and so now I don't have any more fuel bowling issues. You know, a lot of buggies from Wide Open Designs, they have issues with the fuel bowling, kind of the older models, not so much the new ones, but there's not really an air gap, and there's not a piece of metal to block off that fan. So since going to this new fuel cell, I've got a little stick-on heat shield there, and I have checked the fuel temperature while riding, and it's nowhere near boiling. It's like, I think the highest I've seen is like 102 degrees, and that was a couple months ago in the middle of the summer. So the fuel cell was definitely a great upgrade. Last time we went to Windrock, we rode for 2 days, and we rode this thing like a daggum razor. I mean, we just covered all kinds of trails and did a ton of miles, and I didn't have to get fuel over those 2 days. So it's definitely an upgrade I would get if you're going to get one of the older ones. All the newer ones come with that bigger fuel cell. So if you plan on doing like Windrock or Moab, places where you got to drive a good distance, I would definitely get that fuel cell upgrade. All right, so the rear axle is just a I mean, it's not a stock 14 bolt, but it's their in-house fabricated 14 bolt that they do the truss for. But center section's a stock center section in the tubes, and it's still running factory 14 bolt shafts. This buggy has 260 hours on it. In those 260 hours, neither myself or the previous owner have broken a rear shaft. I mean, anybody with experience with 14 bolts knows sometimes the stock shafts just last so much longer than the aftermarket stuff. So I haven't had any failures there. I have had to replace a wheel seal on the back hub. I don't remember which side, but you know, just regular maintenance stuff. I've had to put brake pads on it, and I had to replace an ignition switch, and that is about it. Like I said, I've put almost 100 hours on this buggy since I've had it. I'm pretty close to the previous owner. He's disclosed anything to me that he's had to do, and really it's just been general maintenance items. I mean, that's one of those things that I wanted to get a buggy for, is to be able to get in one that's done right and just go ride, not have to worry about breaking something on the trail, not having to worry about, oh well, in another 6 months I want to change this part of the chassis or this part of the frame, which was an issue that I was running into with my TJ. TJ was a great rock crawler, but this buggy and rock bouncers that are in the same, you know, kind of price point are just night and day from what you can get out of a Jeep with a front half kit, back half kit. Unless you're going full tube chassis, you're just not going to get the performance, especially when it comes to up travel, low center of gravity, weight. I think this buggy weighed out at 4,300 pounds with the bigger fuel cell in it, so it's very low weight for all the beefy components that it has. So overall, to sum it up, it's a point and shoot rig. You know, I don't make a lot of money. You know, I'm blessed to be able to afford this buggy. I've made good financial decisions in the past, and you know, with that Jeep I was able to sell it and almost all of it was profit. So I don't take this thing out there and just, you know, bash the shit out of it. I take care of it. Now I do hit some gnarly stuff, and just the confidence that you're going to get with one of these rigs compared to coming from a Jeep on 1 tons and something that you've just done, you know, moderate frame work to, it's just, you can't compare the confidence. And you know, each has its own. You know, the Jeeps, if you're going out to Moab a lot, that'd probably be better for you. But one thing that I was concerned about when I was looking at getting into a buggy was, hey, am I going to miss this Jeep? And the answer is no. It's been all trail time, no downtime. So it's definitely worth it if you are able to afford one. You know, a busted knuckle buggy, a wide open designs buggy, you know, PCR, any of those, you'll definitely be happy with the way it rides and trail rides over, you know, a Jeep with 1 tons and kind of mismatched suspension parts. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, I know some people will get on here and, you know, on social media, and they'll just bash Busted Knuckle. They'll bash, you know, anybody they can bash, and the reality is they make a really good product. I've been extremely happy with this buggy. Pretty much I bring it home, I'll wash it, I grease the U-joints and park it in the garage and get ready to go for the next ride. So if that's something that you want, and you want, you know, comfortability, confidence in the trails, this is definitely a good buggy for you. Yeah, I've just been really happy with it. I'm very blessed. I'm very thankful to be able to have owned one, and excited to see what the future holds. So yeah, I've got a GoPro now. My wife got me a GoPro for my birthday, so I should have a lot more in-cab footage of some of these trails that we do out here in the southeast. We're going on a trip out to Sand Hollow coming up, so that'll be fun. And so yeah, I'll do my best to piece together some footage and get these videos out to you. If you have any questions about this chassis, my experience with, you know, Jake and all the guys at Busted Knuckle, feel free to leave a comment. Like I said, my experience has been nothing but golden. I've really been happy with the product, with the company, and just the overall rideability of this buggy. So yeah, like I said, if you have any questions, just put them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them.